Welcome back to this next video, and in this video this is the part 4 on the drug designing and drug discovery, and we'll be talking about some of the important glossary terms with respect to the drug designing. If I give you an overview of the previous video, we discussed the different steps of the drug discovery. The first step in the drug discovery, that was the target identification and the target validation, and the proteomics and the pharmacogenetics and pharmacogenomics can actually help you in the identification and validation of the target. Now the next step in the drug designing, that is actually the finding out a suitable drug. So what you do is that you use the high throughput screening, which actually screens thousands of compounds for the identification of different hit compounds. And the hit compounds are those compounds that has the ability to interact with the target that you have identified in the first stage of the drug discovery. Now once you have identified different hits, what you actually do is that you go for the identification of the lead compounds, and the lead compounds are actually those compounds which have better properties and better interaction with the targets. Now once you have identified a lead, these leads are actually optimized by the medicinal chemist using the structure activity relationship studies or the combinatorial chemistry studies. So once the lead compound has been optimized, and that means that its interaction with the target has been increased, and its interaction with the unrelated targets has been reduced, and the ADME properties has been improved. We have a detailed discussion on this, so if you want to have a better understanding, you should see my last videos on the drug designing, and I'll share the links in the description. So after the optimization of the lead, you actually have these drug candidates, and these drug candidates, and then they are you can say checked or screened in the preclinical studies, where you perform different experiments in the petri dishes and in the diseased cell models and in the animal models. Now once a drug that has passed these preclinical studies, you actually have a new drug application that is submitted to the FDA, for example, which is a drug approving authority. And once they have approve your application, you can actually go for the clinical trials, where you are having the trials on the human beings. And these clinical trials are divided into phase 1, 2 and 3 depending on the number of the participants. So once the drug that has passed the clinical trials, you again file an application to the FDA, and if the FDA approved your application, the drug is now you can say available in the market for the treatment of the disease that you focused on. Now in this particular video, I want to focus on some of the important glossary terms. Now one of the important terms that is used with respect to the drug discovery, that is known as the drug substance. And the drug substance is actually the active drug compound which has the pharmacological and the pharmaceutical properties. So that is known as the drug. Another important term is known as the drug product or the drug dosage. Now this term actually means the complete drug formulation, which include the active drug and excipients. We'll come to these excipients in a while. So the complete drug dosage that is available in the market, like in the form of the solutions, the syrups, the tablets, the capsules, the ointments, the creams, injections, sprays and aerosols. So they are known as the drug dosage or the drug product. Now these excipients, which are actually the inactive substances, they do not have any pharmaceutical or pharmacological properties. So these excipients, they are formulated alongside the active ingredients, and they are included for the purpose of long-term stabilization, bulking up solid formulation that contain potent active ingredient in small amount, and sometimes they are referred to as the bulking agents, the fillers or the diluents. These excipients are also added for the facilitation of drug absorption, the reducing viscosity or enhancing solubility. So the excipients, they are actually having additional benefits, so that the active drugs that can be having good pharmaceutical properties. Now why we need these dosage form? The first important thing is that this dosage form, it actually provide safety to the active ingredient. and it provides stability in terms of the physical, chemical, and microbiological perspective. So the drug is stable. Now, another important thing is that this dosage form, it actually gave pharmaceutical elegance to the active drug. It means that it gave a very good appearance to the drug, and it is actually having organoleptic properties. These organoleptic properties are actually the aspects of food, water, or medicine. In this particular case, an individual experience via the senses, including the taste, sight, smell, and touch. Why the elegance is important, why these organoleptic properties are important. Say for example, if there is an active drug and you are not adding any kind of the excipients to it, and if that is very better, usually that is not the consumer are actually, or the customers are actually not accepting it. If that is not good looking, that is actually, you can say, decreasing the commercial aspect of the active drug. So the pharmaceutical elegance, that is very important, and usually the drug dosage form, it actually gives the pharmaceutical elegance to these active drugs. Another important aspect is the convenience. Like ease of use, like say for example, if the active drug is in very low quantity, like if that is 10 milligram, you cannot actually handle 10 milligram very easily. But when you add these excipients that actually give it bulk, like in the form of the capsule and tablet, you can actually use that with very convenience. Dosing frequency, that is very important, because these tablets, like say for example, if there are 10 tablets, so each of the tablet contain 10 mg of the active ingredient, so you actually know the dosage frequency. On the other hand, say for example, if someone gives you 100 mg and they tell you that you have to take 2 doses of 10 mg twice a day, you will not be able to manage it. And customer acceptance, that is another important aspect of the drug dosage. Now, two of the important terms that are used with respect to the drugs, one is known as the efficacy, and the other one that is known as the potency of a drug. Now, efficacy is actually the maximal response a drug can produce. For example, at 100% effect or efficacy, full eradication of the disease that will be observed. Now, potency is a measure of the dose that is required to produce a response. A more potent drug take less drug to achieve more. Let me give you an example of this. Say for example, there are 4 drugs like drug A, drug B, drug C, and the drug D. There are 4 drugs, and you want to see which one have a good efficacy, and which one have good potency, and which one have good efficacy and potency. For example, if you look at over here, the x-axis is actually the concentration of the drug that you are using, and this y-axis is actually showing you the response of the particular drug. Now, if you look at over here, the drug A and B, they have got equal efficacy, or they have got equal response. But the drug A is more potent, because if this is 100% efficacy, so the drug A is getting this 100% efficacy by only a dose of 10 mg, while the drug B is actually achieving this 100% efficacy by 20 mg. That means low amount of the drug A is needed to achieve the same efficacy as the drug B is achieving by 20 mg. Now, if you talk about the drug C and D, they are less efficacious, because if you see, they are actually generating a low response or a low efficacy, and they are less potent than the either drug A or drug B, because for getting this much efficiency, for example, if this is 50%, this is 30%, to get 50 and 30% efficacy, you need a dose of 40 mg for the drug C, and a dose of 50 mg for the drug D. What this means is that efficacy actually refers to the response that you note, and the potency is actually the amount that is required to achieve that particular efficacy. So if you like the video, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, and share it with your friend. And this is all about the drug designing.